Okay, I have one last item, last but not least, and that is a resolution appointing the Stark County Dog Warden. Now therefore be it resolved that the Stark County Board of Commissioners hereby authorizes the appointment of John Barber, the unclassified position of Dog Warden, effective September 3rd, 2013, at a salary of $50,000 per year for a probationary period of 90 days, with a salary of $52,500 after successful completion of the 90-day probationary period.
Move to approve the resolution appointing the dog warden as presented.
Second. We have a motion and second. Is Mr. John Barber here or any place by any chance?
Yes.
Mr. Barber, if you could, why don't you come up here and you can sit in the hot seat.
Hot seat
Preaching
again?
upset.
Third time.
Third time's a charm.
We moved it over there, it's not on the draft order.
I guess we'll give Mr. Barber an opportunity to make a couple of comments, and we would appreciate the direction that you would hope to keep the department in. But initially, I just want to comment that as everybody who's followed this, we've been in this process of selecting a dog warden for approximately the last several months. I think we had 86 original applications. We pared that down to 7. We interviewed 7. We then re-interviewed 2 of those, Mr. Barber being one of the 2 finalists, a second time. Part of the interview process, of course, were the 3 commissioners, primarily Grant, but we were very appreciative for the assistance that was provided us in that process by Tony Middleton. Tony, again, as you're aware, is the former fire chief in Alliance, as well as the mayor of Alliance. He brought a tremendous amount of administrative abilities. We asked him in the breach of not having anyone to serve as interim to go down to the dog warden's office several weeks ago and act as interim dog warden. And he has done ably, but he also sat in with us on all of these interviews. Also sitting in with us on the interview process is Dr. Stacy Bridges. She is our veterinarian on a contract basis. She's at the dog kennels 1 to 2 days a week, depending on the demand and need. But again, she brings a different view to the whole process of selecting the dog warden. And she, again, very graciously sat through the entire set of interviews with us. The choice of Mr. Barber was unanimous among all of us. And again, we are, I certainly personally am very excited. I think that all of us are very excited. Barber, and I'm going to ask him to tell you, for him personally, to tell you a little bit about himself. But he is a previous dog warden, so he brings that experience to it. He is a past president of the State Dog Wardens Association. By the way, one of the most interesting things I thought was in that capacity, he toured 77 counties out of 88 that have a dog kennel. So he's just very familiar with the physical needs as well as the operational needs. Former deputy sheriff. But in the interview process, he just, at least to me, and I think all of us, demonstrated immediate and in-depth knowledge of all of the relevant issues. Before we did the second interview, we asked the 2 finalists to spend as much time as they wanted to at our dog kennel to take a look at the facilities and the personnel. We gave them a budget and some other documentation for the labor contract. Again, he just demonstrated a lot of just in-depth knowledge, really everything that was relevant from my perspective. Again, he was very highly recommended when we looked at the people that he's worked with in the past. Excellent leadership and people skills. And I think the bottom line, I think that he is extremely capable, and that's why I'm certainly excited to handle the very, very difficult job. And the dog warden's job, it's a relatively small department in county government, and not necessarily retains the same focus that the courts do, or the sheriff's office does, or the prosecutor does, which is where most of our money goes to the criminal justice system. But it's a difficult job, and it's a difficult job to balance the competing interest of dog owners, particularly ones that have had their dogs seized, dog lovers, and that includes our wonderful group of volunteers that we depend upon and will continue to work with into the future. And just the reality of county dog wardens, what his real job is, and that is to safeguard the population and safeguard dogs as well. And part of that includes the necessity of making really very, very difficult and trying choices with regard to euthanasia. I mean, some animals, simply because of abuse, because of temperament, because of aggression, or because of health, in many instances, by the way, simply the ultimate choice is euthanasia. We try to limit that, of course. That is one of our goals, to limit that. One of our goals is to increase adoptions, and Mr. Barber brings the same philosophy to this job, and he has been through this and understands it very, very well. So we are very, very confident in his abilities to do this, and we're grateful that you put your name forward and that you were standing or sitting here today with us. So if you would like, Richard, I don't know. I
No,
keep
no,
talking.
no. All the things you said were correct, and I'm just thankful to Tony Middleton and Dr. Bridges for helping us out, and I think we've got an outstanding new dog warden, and he's clearly stood head and shoulders above a lot of the people we talked to and looked at resume-wise, and I don't think there's anybody that has your experience, and I too was impressed with anybody that can go to 77 out of 88 counties for anything is very impressive, and obviously in your role as a state leader in the association, that was very good. I told my 2 dogs this morning there's a new warden in town, so you better be very careful and stay on your property.
Yeah, although Commissioner Creighton was not able to be here today, she did ask me to convey that she's 100% in support of the appointment of Mr. Barber as dog warden. She believes he has the extensive management experience, the specific knowledge of the duties of dog warden, and the necessary temperament to serve in this very important and demanding position, and she also looks forward to it.
John, if you would, why don't you tell us, everyone, why don't you tell the media that's here today, essentially your philosophy about this and everything else?
Well, first off, I'd like to thank the Board of Commissioners for their vote of confidence. It was an interesting process, going through the interview process and then touring the facility. That wasn't a normal interview process, so I do appreciate that. And it just shows the commitment, I think, that this board has to this project. As they alluded to, it's not one of the front line positions like the courts or the sheriff's office, obviously, but it is critically important. This service is provided to the entire county, so it's not like the sheriff in the townships or the unincorporated areas, and then they have city police inside the city limits. We travel and go everywhere to provide the service, and so it's working with a lot of governmental officials as well, and I look forward to going out and meeting those folks and getting their philosophy and making sure that we are providing the service to the citizens, that service. Having said that, I think it is critical. We have a shelter. Unfortunately, just because there are strays throughout the county, and it's a job that has to exist to protect the citizens as well. But there's huge numbers of dogs that go through these facilities every day that are fantastic animals and great pets for people, and I hope that as we go through this process, as I get involved, that we can really put those out there in the forefront and find these animals homes. I personally, when I was the dog warden in Portage County, adopted 2 out of the facility. One I still have. She's 13 years old. And my wife made me promise I wouldn't do that again, but I couldn't make her that promise. But when I was with the Sheriff's Department in Portage County, I was a canine officer, so working with animals is in my blood. We do some rescue work with Happy Trails Animal Sanctuary, which is out of Portage County, who actually does large animal rescue courses and large animal like that, so we help with rehab with them as well, my wife and I. My wife is a dog groomer, so I always sneak dogs home, and she makes them beautiful so we can find homes for them. So she's looking forward to that again because she enjoyed that process. So, I'm excited to meet with the staff, continue through this process, look at the facility, how we can make it better, more attractive to people to come and visit, and hopefully find a forever home for the animals that are there, because that's critical to the job. And when we increase the numbers of adoptions, obviously we decrease the number of euthanasias, and that's our goal. So please stop by anytime if you want to talk more. Come and visit the facility, and I'm looking forward to getting started. So thank you.
Starting date, by the way, is next Tuesday, the first day after Labor Day. That's also the starting date of Angela Kavanaugh, our new chief building official. So next Tuesday is a new day for a new view of county government. Maybe, and I don't know any other time available between now and next Tuesday, John, but maybe hopefully within the next couple of days. We did this with the chief building official. I think it would be helpful as a matter of courtesy to the employees in the department if you could grab maybe half an hour and Grant could make an arrangement and go with you. Sure. Introduce yourself, say hi to the people, maybe as a group, and to the volunteers, to whoever might be there. So you can round up and actually just have a kind of a meet and greet with them and introduce yourself, your philosophy and so forth, and give them a chance to get to know you before you get down and see you.
Sounds good.
I just want to forewarn you, your probationary period's 90 days, but you'll be on double secret probation at least for 3 years.
Yeah, he issues updates on the probation. I'm still on double secret, triple secret.
I noticed that when I
Yeah,
came in.
I'm down to single though.
Oh, are you?
Several circumstances.
Well, you know what, and again, being a public official like that, I expect that. You know. We're questioned every day for what we do. So I'm fiduciary too, right? I did hear that.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Bernie.
Thank you. I don't think we voted on this yet, have we? So,
Oh, well, maybe I'm not.
Motion and second. Does anyone want to withdraw their second? Or motion? No. There being none, no further discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And Mr. Barber is hired, and we thank you. And